YouTube, what's going on? OMG, got some cool things that are coming up today. Today I have a private lesson at 1 o'clock. Um, and I want to kind of show you guys, your coaches, even some of the guys that are already back at clubs doing private lessons, what my method is for staying safe, still during this quarantine time, and being able to still perform a private lesson as accurate as possible. This private lesson is just for one person. Um, so it's a little bit different if you have maybe three on a court or four on a court to kind of keep that distance. But I'll show you what my method is for a one-on-one lesson and what it looks like to go through a cleaning process to make sure everybody's safe, to make sure everybody gets what they need, and still run an effective lesson. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna text my student so he knows through what the routine is and what we're gonna go through. First, have a plan. Have a plan. Don't go out there and just say I'm just gonna hit a couple balls and have to be back out of quarantine. Have a plan. So the plan consists of we'll go through he'll run his 2 laps. We'll go straight into the ladder drill. You know, one every one, two every one, short shuffles, crossover in front, crossover behind, jab step left, jab step right, and all those things. He's gonna go through those things. That's one less thing I have to worry about. So we're gonna text him all of this information. We're gonna text him all of the drills that we're gonna go through, so he's mentally prepared, and then I'm mentally prepared. That way we don't have to worry about what we're going through next. So if I say one thing, he knows exactly what to go to. But even before then, you got to get everything sanitized because he doesn't know where I've been. I don't know where he's been. Even I've been at the house. Not saying that he has it, but you can't ever be too cautious because we don't know how this virus really works. And so I'm gonna go to the store. I gotta go pick up some breakfast too, but I gotta go to the store, and I just want to kind of make sure everything is disinfected for him and for me. So I'll be back. I'll show y'all what I get at the store. It's not a game, it's a rich thing. Alright, so I'm editing the rest of this video and I saw that there are some pieces that I missed, some pieces of the video or the camera didn't record. That's okay. What you're gonna see is a small insert of me and Jonathan sitting down. We're gonna talk about some of his goals, some of the things that he's doing well, some of the things that we want to address in this particular lesson, and maybe even some small things in future lessons. I also want you guys to know what you guys didn't see is during this break, what I had Jonathan do is with his racket, and not with any part of his body, but just with his racket, roll those balls to the net. And as he was taking his water break or starting on his water break, I picked up all the balls and put them on my racket. Jonathan had no contact with any of the balls. So a lot of people are worried about being able to go out there and you have your own special ball. I have my own special ball. You don't touch your ball. I don't touch my ball. You pick your balls up only, and I pick my balls up only. Instead of me doing that, because I want to do a lot of feeding today. Excuse me, boy. That lesson wore me out. Because I want to do a lot of feeding today, I wanted to make sure that I maximize my lesson. So instead of me usually saying, hey, we're gonna pick up together, I did all the picking up. I just had him put him in a general area. That way I stay safe, he stays safe. Still continue to wear my glove, but you guys will see that in a second. So here's a little small insert. We talk about together that have been helpful to growing your game.
Definitely mental.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I've definitely been down, like, a lot.
Okay.
And, I mean, just, like, be confident in your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, once you're confident in your abilities, you can just so you can just be like invincible on the court.
I agree. It's one of those things that confidence is extremely key. I know we've talked a lot about confidence. Um, as far as shot placement, do you feel like you have a good grasp on where you should put the ball and when you should put that ball there?
I'm still working on that, but
Okay.
it's definitely gotten better.
It's definitely gotten better. Yes, it's definitely gotten better. What is one thing on our forehand that you've changed with time and with us working on the court?
Well, I've definitely started to instead of just having like both of my hands like very close to my body, because that's what I've always been doing, like in the past.
Mhm.
But then like about a week ago, I figured why don't I just put my hands like a lot more farther from my body.
Mhm.
It actually started to get a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, just recently, I started to put a little more circular motion.
Okay.
In my dominant hand, and
Mhm. And it's done.
yeah.
So what does adding a circular motion do to your game,
Well, it definitely helps.
or due to
me-
the ball?
Well, it puts more spin on the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps me more with my control,
Yeah.
and then helps like where I want to aim it.
Bingo. That spin is very crucial to being able to keep a lot of your balls in. You hit a really heavy ball and a clean ball a lot of times. But adding that spin to a game that when you started with me was extremely flat.
Oh,
Extremely
and
flat.
sometimes it is. Sometimes it's
And,
still
s- and
flat,
sometimes it's still a little flat. Yes. Yes. So you've added some shape to the ball. It's helping you put more balls in. You've gained a lot more confidence on your forehand alone just with that. And that was one of the first things of us being separated from this quarantine for so long. That's one of the things that I saw right off the back. It's like there's shape on the ball. I still have my other glove on. It's on my other hand. We're constantly staying 6 feet away from each other, right? I mean, I think this is as far as we can stay
bench,
away.
I mean,
It's a
point of the
whole
bench,
space.
You can see right here. I mean,
Right.
Like,
Right. So, but we're staying as safe as we can. He's not touching any of the balls, actually. All I have him doing is rolling the balls to the center of the net. And then I'm picking him up as he's taking a water break. We haven't touched anything. We haven't touched each other. And I think that's a way to stay safe. And that's still a good way to kind of work on things. Jonathan will also get a text message at the end of this lesson on some of the things that we want to address for the next lesson, because I think that's important. I think it's extremely important for us to both have the same goal for what he wants, not necessarily for what I want, because what I want doesn't matter. If he wants to go play college tennis, fine. If he wants to play club tennis, fine. If he just wants to get better, fine. Whatever his goal is, I think it's important for the coach and the player to be on the same page. So you'll get a text message at the end of this lesson, and we'll just go over what we went through, some of the drills that we went through, as far as the ladder, as far as what you necessarily need to work on, and what we both see that is a factor for your game. And then we're going to try to put those things together, and we're going to try to make sure that he makes varsity this year and a spot that you want. Thank you so much, Jonathan. We're going to finish this lesson real quick. And I'm not going to show you video of how bad I'm playing, but I'm going to go grab my secret
here, I'll
weapon.
give you a hint. He's definitely a little rusty. I'm quite surprised I am actually making him sweat now.
I think it's just because it's hot, but he thinks he's making me sweat. But let me go pull out my baby. All right, here we go. Okay, my baby, my Pure Drive. Ho, ho, ho. All that making me sweat stuff. See, I was playing with a racket that really, I mean, don't get me wrong, the head speed is great. But I like to customize everything. So the way this one feels. All right, so I keep forgetting I have another light that's a lot brighter and it shows all this. I'm gonna get all this fixed one of these days, whenever my barber starts back working. But I wanted to show you, and the camera cut out at the very end of this. But what I did was, at the end of my lesson,
Had him do his 2 cool down laps. I text him the information after I got in the car. But what I did, let him roll all the balls with his racket to the court, to the top of the net. Uh, had him leave and get his water and get everything and let him go. What I did was put all the balls in myself. I disinfected everything yet again, even though he didn't touch anything, just because. And then the bench that we were sitting on, I went ahead and sprayed all that down because anybody coming behind me, I don't even want them to feel like they have anything to worry about. You know, they sweat and everything. Like I said, we don't know how this virus is spread. And so I want everybody that's around me and everybody that comes behind me to be just as safe as I wanted to feel. Like I said, I disinfected everything prior when I got there and then as I left as well. So very easy, very simple process. Uh, you might have to get used to wearing a glove on a dominant hand or non-dominant hand to pick up or feed the balls with. But that lesson, he didn't touch not one ball. Even when we played a small little 3 out of 5 kind of game style, he didn't touch anything. I served all the balls. When it comes to him serving the ball, that's something that you kind of have to be a little cautious about. Excuse me. Especially because you don't want him to have to wear gloves. Um, so there's some things that may limit you, and that may be something that you need to use on your own personal ball on. But other than that, lesson went well. I got some more content dropping for you, and I'm about to start throwing this content out like crazy because I'm at a position where I've given myself a little bit more time to do some things that I'm ready to do. So, love you guys. Got so many stories to tell you about some things that have happened, but you guys will see soon enough. Love you guys. This is Coach Jay signing out.